Mic check 212, bitch. Alright, forget that countdown. That was taking way too long. How are we doing, guys? How are we doing the day after? I guess we would call this a victory. Well, it's Wednesday, so you can't really work that with Maverick games, I guess. But victory Wednesday for Mavericks. We'll go with it. The Mavericks ended a 6-game skid. I don't know about you, but I have been happy as hell all day today because talking about all the drama and everything that was going around last Sunday, yes, it was certainly something that needed to be talked about. At least I feel. I know I caught a little bit of flack for that. But all the same, winning fixes everything. So the Mavericks get back into the win column, move to 3-7 on the year. Still got a lot of work to do, but you got to get that first win if you're going to start to turn the tide. So that is what it is, man. Very, very good bounce back for the Mavericks. They go to 3-7 thanks to a 119-100 victory at the American Airlines Center last night. And man, there's some good positive things to talk about on the heels of this game, man. I think big homie from the D, I see what you're saying. Little controversy can be beneficial. I think in this case, what was really beneficial to the Mavericks was that they got a couple days to practice in full. Is my neighbor really using a weed whacker outside right now? Come on, man. I'm trying to run a show here. Can you guys hear that? Let me know in the comments. Hopefully he's not too close to the window. But yeah, they bounce back because they get a couple days to work some things out. What up, G Garcia? I see you on Facebook. But yes, so the little bit of flack I caught from the previous show on Sunday, some people disagree and thought that somehow I was kicking up drama for the Mavericks Luka freeze out thing. I didn't create the storyline. I didn't even stoke it. I discussed it as a possibility, and I said, given other recent events that have happened during this skid, there could be something there. And apparently, that's legitimate because not only did Rick Carlisle have to address it with the team, so if you have to address it with the team, it's not nothing. It was reported today by John Jock Taylor of ESPN Dallas Radio. He has a source with the Mavericks who actually said, "What up, Annie? I see you over there. A wave is not enough to get my attention, buddy." Who actually said he has a source within the Mavericks organization. He asked about the whole thing about, was DeAndre poaching rebounds? Yes, absolutely. These guys have certain benchmarks in their contracts where if they reach, in DeAndre's case, like a certain number of boards per game, perhaps. I don't know the specific detail, but basically they would get this bonus. And so, yeah, you're going to have guys that do that, and according to this source, it's pretty easy to see the guys on the team who have such benchmarks in their contract because you can tell by their, what was that body language word? I just gave it away. Body language. Don't know why I phrased the sentence that way. It literally didn't make sense. But all the same, there was something there, and winning solves everything. In the win last night, you have Luka Doncic lead the team in scoring with 23 on 9 of 16 scoring. That's one thing I love about Luka. He is actually leading all rookies in scoring despite taking fewer shots per game than Trae Young. He is an efficient scorer. And in fact, I'm curious here. Let me pull up the actual rookie leaders here. He's leading in a couple categories, I believe. So I'm curious to see what the other ones are. But yes, Luka is now leading all rookies in scoring. Very, very nice there. I'm digging that. And Wesley Matthews, man, I know we've had our problems and our frustrations, understandably so, with Wesley Matthews this season and really a little bit last year. But that dude, yes, by the way, like this video, subscribe, ring the bell. Do all of that good stuff. Wesley Matthews was straight fire last night. Like Wesley Matthews, that way I got something for this too. Oh God. Am I ready? This was Wesley Matthews last night. Just straight fire everywhere. Could not miss. Goes 5 for 5 on threes at one point. He winds up with 22 points. So Wes Matthews tearing it up and balling out too. And man, oh man, is it showing that James is on the phone? I don't have James on the phone. That feels like false advertising. There you go. Now it's not showing James. Salute, big game. Let's see here. Shout out Facebook. Richard, what's up? Let's see. Adriel, what's up? Talking Mavs here on YouTube and Facebook, in fact, and we're live in the Mavs Nation Facebook group. I guess now that I've kind of moved on from the Wes Matthews thing, I should kind of go back to not raging inferno around me, but that's all right. That's all right. So, God, another big game James graphic. I got to update this faster. Yes, Dallas gets back on to their winning ways. Dennis Smith Jr. had a good game last night, too. He took over late in that game to really secure it, I thought. He made plays. When Dallas raced out to, I want to say it was like a 24-point lead, I got nervous when they get out. I get nervous when they get out to a big lead because it does. I mean, we saw with Atlanta, it doesn't always hold up. So I think the lead got trimmed all the way to like 8 late in the third quarter, early fourth quarter. And man, it had me concerned. It had me legitimately shook watching this because I'm thinking, oh God, don't blow a big lead to one win Washington. Thankfully, that doesn't happen. Dennis Smith wakes up and puts it away there toward the end. So yes, it is a solid victory for the Mavericks, and they get a 19-point win. They've still yet to win on the road, so they got to turn around now and play Utah. Utah is on a 4-game skid. So Utah is desperate for this win. You got to contend with guys like Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert. That's going to be some problems. But I do feel encouraged about the team. They seem much looser. If you're hitting shots and you're moving the ball well, that's going to serve your team well. And that's what the Mavericks did last night. Let's see here. The pod said he hasn't been playing bad. Always get concerned when they get up big early. Absolutely, I agree. G. Garcia, need to go get a Luka jersey. Yes, sir. I do as well. Ranger King, let me know if you need a co-host for tonight. I don't know that we're going to have a super long show in this case. Probably about 30 more minutes until I got to wrap this one up. But short show here. Wanted to jump in, talk a little bit about last night's game. Guys, hit me with some questions here as well. Make sure you tag Dallas Prospect on YouTube. If you're on Facebook, just say DDP or something like that, or you can tag Dallas Prospect too. Just something that helps catch my eye a little bit so that I make sure I'm getting to all you guys and not missing anybody. Let's see here. I bet that's got the big game James. Not tricking me this time, filter. Yes, follow us on Twitch as well. Still trying to push that. Thought Donovan Mitchell was out tonight. Interesting. Let me double check that. He might be. If so, that it's a break for the Mavericks. But I did not see that update if that's the case. That's good news. So playing at Utah, that's been a tough place for Dallas to win in recent years. So I'm very curious to see, especially if Donovan Mitchell is out, if they can kind of bounce back a little bit here. I'll show you some love on here as well. And Annie as well. Let's see here. Let's see as I try to go to the latest on the Mavs game upcoming. Yes, good call out, Ranger King. Let me pull up the new City Edition Dallas Maverick jerseys. In case you haven't seen them, and actually while I'm pulling that up, it's going to take me just a moment to get that pulled up here. So while I get that prepped, let me actually show you another graphic. This was something I made earlier today, threw it up on the Mavs Nation Facebook group, and apparently it's gone over well. This was a quote I saw. I initially saw this quote from Dirk talking about the difference between him and Luka Doncic. I saw it on clutchpoints.com and threw together the graphic off of that. So feel free to read along to that as I pull up these City Edition jerseys. But this was a graphic I threw together for it, a little quote graphic. Let's see here. I know, it's so lovely. You're thinking, DDP, that's amazing. I just subbed to YouTube TV, so now I get Fox Sports Southwest, which shows Mavericks games in my area. Can't wait. That's awesome, man. That's what's up. Didn't know that they had that set up on that, but yeah. And damn it. Big Game James is not on the line. There we go. Like us on Facebook as well. Let me see here. Max, I think you sent me the graphic for the City Edition jerseys. But yes, in that quote, Dirk is basically talking about how, when he came in, he didn't know if he was going to be able to make it in this league. And Luka doesn't have that at all. Luka knows he belongs in this league right now. And he's just fearless out there on the court. He plays like that. He has this swagger about him. And it's just something that Dirk didn't have. He says it's completely different. And yeah, there's no disputing that. I mean, Luka Doncic, you watch him go up and down the court, there is no question that dude knows how good he is. And man, he stepped onto the floor and was instantly the best Maverick on the team. And it showed. I know there were some people who were a little hesitant to accept that, but it's true. Take a look here. I got the City Edition jerseys. These are the new City Edition Maverick uniforms. Let me know in the comments what you think of them. I'm gonna hold off on my 2 cents for now because I wanna engage with you guys, see what you guys think. Let's see here. Check on Facebook, make sure I'm not missing anybody. Let's see. Playing bad. Luka jersey. DDP. Do you think the Mavs shop Wes Matthews? I'm sure around the deadline they will. I'm gonna bring down the City Edition jersey there for a second. And yeah, it doesn't say Big Game James. It's like I'm learning. I think they will shop Wes Matthews at the deadline. They did last year, and they just weren't able to get anything for him. But I think they're relieved that he's been improving his trade value as this season has gone on. I know he's had some bonehead plays like the end of the Laker game, but I think here's one thing I was really excited about watching last night. Rick changed up his rotations a little bit, and Wes Matthews was working more with the second unit as far as his shot creation. And I thought that was perfect. He does bring value in that regard. So if you run him more with the second unit, you can get more out of him in that way. Whereas if you're running him with the starters, I feel like he's taking shots from Luka, who again is a very efficient scorer. He's averaging more than 20 points per game. Think of this. For the 2 years that we had Monte Ellis, we had him for, did we have him for 3? Whatever the case. When Monte Ellis was here, we considered him a scoring machine, but he never averaged 20 points per game. And he certainly didn't do it overly efficiently. Luka Doncic is averaging 20 points per game right now. It is a feat that cannot be denied. And there's another cool stat I want to throw out here as well for you guys. I also have the scoring averages thrown up here. This was, that's as of November 4th. That does me no good. Well, darn. So even before last night's game was factored in, Luka is leading all rookie scorers with 19.4. Again, it went up a little bit because he scored 23 last night. That's ahead of Trae Young in Atlanta, who, as of the 4th, was averaging 19.1. Trae Young has more assists per game. That's his one category. He's got a healthy lead on Luka. Luka is second in rookies, among rookies, I should say, in that category. Let's see. Yeah, so on these major categories here, Luka's leading the way. He's also playing more minutes per game, which, I don't know, make of that what you will. But it's very interesting to see this team come about. Any is saying 2. 2. What are you saying, 2? I don't know. You got to give me some clarification. Mine's 100 miles an hour. So yes, the new City jerseys will be coming out here soon. They're going to have their debut game, I'm imagining, coming up here shortly. Trae might be good in the end, but I'm excited we picked Luka instead, no doubt. The thing with Trae Young, I feel like he will be good. I also feel that he wouldn't have fit our situation as well for what we're trying to do. Where is that stat? I thought of the stat after I had already started the show, so now I can't really pull it up here. Let's see. It was talking about Luka through his first 10 games, as opposed to Oscar Robertson, who Luka is like the highest overall stat line through 10 games since the Big O. And to be fair, the Big O was just unworldly with his first 10 games. So if you compare that, it's different. Isaiah Hunt, did you watch last night? Because I saw you on stream. Yes, I did. I recorded the game for the part that I was on stream, and then I went and watched that middle part. Thank you very much, sir. I take this Mavericks talk very seriously. I missed, I was on air for about a little under an hour, probably about 53 minutes, so I recorded that portion of the game, which led right up until the very end of it, and I rewatched that at the end of the night before going to bed. I can't find the Oscar Robertson stats off the top of my head. Ranger King, if you got it, hit it in the chat. But it's something crazy, like 168 points in 10 games, like 66 boards, and I don't know how many assists, but really, really impressive stuff. Again, the most for a rookie in his first 10 games since the Big O. So that's really impressive there. How about them Duke boys? Bet it's making Cuban want to tank just one more time. I don't think tanking's going to happen, man. At least not true sense tanking. Maybe they're going to be in the lottery discussion because they don't get things together, but I really do think this team is good enough that they're going to try and make a run. Oh, Monte. Monte was here 2 years. Gotcha, Annie. There you go. I like the jersey, says G. Garcia. Trey shot 0 for 7 from 3 last night, but he can light it up sometimes. Absolutely. And that's one thing I love about Luka Doncic. Conversely, again, he's an efficient scorer. He's not a streaky scorer. And I feel like he has a very complete game. That floater of his, ooh, I love that floater. He needs to teach that to Dennis Smith, and then Dennis Smith will be even better too. But what I liked about the Mavericks last night was they were attacking the rim more, and they were just playing with more energy. The shots were falling. Obviously, that's going to help your efforts in that regard. But it was just a very good bounce-back game, I thought, for a team that really needed it on the heels of a 6-game skid. And like I said, all the negativity, all of the drama goes away if you win. If you're winning games, you're not caring about a rebound or several or whatever that DeAndre Jordan is pushing Luka out of the way or tipping it away. You know, it is what it is. You just roll with it. So let me see here. What's another quick talking point I got? So in the game tonight, let me see. I wanted to confirm whether or not we had Donovan Mitchell tonight as well. Let's see. Right, take Cam Reddish. Let's see here. Yeah, so far, obviously, Luka's got to be the leader in Rookie of the Year voting. I don't see anyone talking about Donovan Mitchell being out. Do you have any way of confirming that on your end? Let's see. I'd like to confirm that because that's a huge dynamic shifter if that's the case. But we shall see. So I got a couple quick announcements here. I'll get into these. If you guys remember my referencing before my 2006 Maverick retrospective that I was going to do, a full basically review of that season, breaking down, analyzing the season itself and each individual playoff round. Huge undertaking I was trying to take on. I was running into some limitations and frustrations trying to put that together, and I've come to a solution here. I've actually reached an agreement with Dallas Sports Fanatic, whom I write for, the staff cowboy and Maverick writer. I've actually reached an agreement with them that we are going to produce the 2006 Mavs retrospective, as well as some of my other retrospectives that I have scripts for as well. Now, there's more to these. There's more to these than simply the analysis. This is, like I said, a huge undertaking. I'm extremely excited about this project, and I'm going to work with them, and they're going to be able to help me realize this vision for what I want to put together. So the goal, we want to be able to make you, we want to inform and entertain, hopefully make you laugh a little bit, but you know, it is what it is. So I'm really excited about that. We're going to begin, we're going to ramp up production on that here soon. It's going to be a probably multi-week thing working on it, but I will keep you guys up to date on that. If you guys want to support that, there are always means of doing so. You can hit the super chat down there, or let me take it so it doesn't show Big Game James, or you have the Dallas Prospect Patreon as well. Literally anything that comes in from that funnels to these projects. Like, I don't even put it to any account or anything, any personal account. I just literally set it aside for the company project account. So that's what I'm working on. I'm excited to announce that. I know 2006 is bad memories, but you gotta look at it sometimes. There is some, if you want to look at it from the comedy perspective, some of the best comedy comes out of tragedy. I think that's a Greek term or something, from Greek tragedies, something to that effect. Maybe there's a little bit of that here, but Any in particular has actually read the script, and he'll vouch for the script being good, I think. But I'm not gonna give away anything in particular. Any, don't worry about looking that up if you're driving. By no means do I want you getting in a wreck to check if Donovan Mitchell's playing tonight if you're driving. But anyway, let's see here. Throw up the Facebook like. You think DeAndre Jordan can make the All-Star game if he gets a lot of rebounds? I don't think it's enough for him to do it. He doesn't have any real offensive game, and I do think defensively he is lacking a little bit this year. I think his rim protection has continued to kind of slide, and it's been... 2011 will come up, trust me. 2011 will get its proper review. But I think that in general, his rim protection has slipped a little bit this year. He's grabbing boards still, which is great, but I don't know that it's going to be enough to get him there, no. Could he? It'd be really tough with how stacked the West is, and centers typically don't make it these days anymore anyway. They'll just put in another forward. Centers rarely make the All-Star game these days unless it's like a Dwight Howard, and even that's a little dated. So we'll see. We'll see. Is Luka going to be in the skills challenge? I haven't heard that yet, Young Onyx, but it wouldn't surprise me. Honestly, I feel like that's a good competition for him for sure. Cam Hicks, Dodo in the starting lineup. I would certainly like to see that some more, yeah. I don't know if that's what they're going to do, but he's really impressing me lately. He's really, really rocking it. Isaiah Hunt, where did you get that Luka and Dennis pick from? It was a photo from last night's game. You can find it. It's posted on the Mavs Nation Facebook page as well, or group, excuse me, group. It's posted in there. I saw it one or two other places. I don't know off the top of my head, though. But, yeah. What up, Mojo? DeAndre Jordan has a chance because Boogie is out. That gives some hope. And, yeah, that'll give some hope. But I still think they're probably going to just take a different forward. It'll be a year where you have, like, Anthony Davis making it and being listed as the center for the All-Star team, even though he plays power forward. So I would expect that more likely. But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, if he does, fantastic. That makes me ecstatic to have another Mav representing the team there. You'll have in the Rookie-Sophomore Challenge, you'll have Luka and Dennis. Dennis will probably do the skills challenge. Shoot, the way Dennis is shooting, he could do the three-point contest if he really wanted. And I don't know, maybe you get DeAndre somehow factored in. I don't know. Donnie and Rick definitely got a hold of Wes. Yeah, that was another one of those things. After the Knicks game this past Friday, so nearly a week ago, which I was at that game, there was this heated confrontation between Wes and Donnie Nelson outside the locker room. Rick later said that it had to do with trying to just kind of wrangle, like, oh, what can I do to help this team win? Well, why are you asking the GM that and not the head coach? I think it had something to do with kind of assessing maybe how he needs to go about looking for his shot and things of that nature. But it'll be interesting to see. The small sample size says very encouraging because, again, how we changed up the lineups a little bit, or the rotation, I should say, gave him more time with the second unit, which allowed 16 shots for Luka. I felt like Luka got a little more involved and he was efficient, 9 of 16 for 23 points. That's good shooting, man. I'm always going to take that. Let me check in on Facebook over here. Not Rosas, what's up? Prediction for tonight's game. Let's see. I never saw. Okay, Mitchell ankle injury, not as bad as they thought. Not seeing him to be listed as out tonight, says Innie. Okay, so if Donovan Mitchell is going to play, maybe not at 100%, but if he is going to play, and if they're on a 4-game skid, I mean, they are, that would not surprise me if he tries to shoulder or, battle through that. Utah's a tough place. Dallas hasn't gotten a road win. If they're going to turn it around and really make a run at, kind of rebounding and trying to make a push for any kind of playoff chase, they have to get this win tonight. Like, it's not a must win, but it feels close to it. We're more than 10 games into the season. This will be the 11th game of the season. You have got to get your first road win. So hopefully they can do that tonight. I'm going to say Dallas. I'm optimistic. So I'm going to say Dallas 106, Utah 97. Don't know why I'm thinking the Mavericks are going to hold anybody under 100, but I don't know. I've said it out loud, so I'm just going to roll with it. How about we just say the point differential more so than the exact score? Man, I've got to fix the color balance on my screen. My face looks red as hell, I'm just now noticing. Let's see. Biggest free agent target next year for us. Give me Chris Middleton. That's who I want. He'll be, I think, restricted, but even still, that's who I'd prefer. If you could sign one free agent next summer, who would it be? Can't be a starter, or can't be a star or all-star. So you're going to tell me I can't do Chris Middleton, or am I allowed to count Chris Middleton in that? Because that's my ideal. Do you see Luka getting his first 30-point game tonight? He already had a 30-point game in San Antonio. He had 31. So this would be his second one. But do I see him going for 30 tonight? Well, he had 14 in his first matchup with the Jazz. And Utah is a very tough defensive team. So I'm going to say probably not 30, but maybe like 25, 26 points for Luka. And you know what? You don't need... I mean, it's obviously if you can get more than that, you'll take more than that. But you don't have to have that. G. Garcia, Jordan's free throw percentage went up like crazy. He actually had a uptick in his free throw shooting last year too. I haven't looked at the latest for it, but it was like 82.4% going into last night. So yeah, he's absolutely had a significant spike in that. In fact, I think he's statistically the best free throw shooter on the team, which is insane. Like that's crazy. And it's not like it's a small sample size either. We're talking like 40 free throw attempts. So that's been a huge plus. He's also setting good screens and getting us open. So let's see. Any saying Middleton should be unrestricted free agent. Ranger King, of course, has 3 or 4 guys he's interested in. Oh, dang. Didn't know. My bad. No, you're good, Kent. No worries. Bell is restricted free agent. Okay. Bell from Golden State asks Young Onyx. I think that might be who he's referring to. But anywho. Well, I got time for like 3 more questions, guys. I gave my prediction for tonight's game. I'm thinking Mavericks are going to win by about 9 points, approximately. I think Luka's probably going to go for something like 25 or 26. Again, Utah is a tough defensive team, so if he's got his outside shot falling, maybe he can do a little something with that, show us a little bit of... More than anything, though, I want to see the Mavericks continue to play some defense. They actually managed to hold Washington under 30 points in the first quarter. Last night, I think they held them to 24, which was really nice to see. Really, really solid bounce back from them. That was one of the problems and why that Knicks game, you can't say definitively it was rock bottom, but at least for that losing streak it was, because they gave up like 62 or 65 points in the second half. And yeah, definitely problems there. Yeah, 30 people, 9 likes. Come on, guys. Hit that, crush that like button. Follow what Rangers King says. Let me remind you here. There it is. Ding, little like button. Subscribe, ring the bell. You know, I actually saw that Facebook has a notification bell thing you guys can click as well. So, you know, that's something you could do. That's certainly something you could do. Isn't Klay Thompson He's not yet extended, but I highly doubt he leaves Golden State. He's content where he is. I would also say Klay Thompson is not a likely acquisition. I would love to get him. I just don't see it realistically happening, but we'll see. Let's see here. I thought I saw Adam Proctor pop up in the chat. Let's see. Let's see, where are you? There you are. Mavs fan from West Virginia because of Luka and DDP. Hey, that's what's up. Nice that I could bring you into the Mavs fandom, at least in part. Appreciate that, buddy. And of course, let me see here. Find my quick graphic as I continue to shamelessly plug content here. Oh, hey, new subscriber. That's what's up. I need to adjust what the graphic is, but, you know, I dig it. Okay. Here, I'm going to make an adjustment here, show you guys what I'm referring to. So, we're going to be releasing here soon some new, actually, Luka Doncic inspired merch. You guys, if you like it, let me know. We're definitely looking to do a little something with that. Helps if I can quickly find my graphic. Let me see. 1 sec. Hit me up with a quick question, guys. I got just a few more minutes. I'm going to try and find this right here. Aha! One momento. This is why it's tough sometimes to produce a show without anyone, without like an actual producer for you. Not my cleanest fit, but there you go. So here is the Luka Doncic design shirt. This was designed by myself and my buddy Jacob Taylor. Luka Legend 77, flip the sevens, LL Luka Legend. There you go. So we'll have that coming out if that's something you guys are interested in. We'll have those available for sale here soon as well. You also have, I'm not wearing one now, I was about to pop the shirt. This is a Captain America shirt, which does me no good for this example. But of course, we also sell the Dallas Prospect shirt. I saw G. Garcia. He recently ordered one, and Adam Proctor recently got one. We got one to Dennis, who's not in the chat here, but all the way in the Netherlands got one. Rangers King got one. Glad, I feel like, yeah, glad you won one of the shirts in the 1 year anniversary drawing thing. So if you want the shirt, just hit me up on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or something. Hit me up somewhere with size and address, and I'll get you your shirt because you were one of the winners, I believe. Let's see. If you could tank for somebody, who would it be? I don't even like thinking about tanking yet, guys. Like, I don't think this is going to be a team that's going to tank or anything like that. Zion, yeah, Zion is awesome, but I don't know, man. There's going to be a lot of good talent coming out of Duke alone. So if you somehow have a top 5 pick, one of those guys, Zion ideally. Could go after Jimmy Butler in the offseason. You could, but I don't think that that's the fit or what they're going to do. Invictus, thank you. Liked and subscribed. First listen. Appreciate you, buddy. Appreciate you. Let me see here. But, fire. Oh, Mavs have the players but lack the coach and coaching. I want to give Rick Carlisle time to work out and adjust to this. He had a really good comment on, or not comment, quote after the win against the Wizards. He essentially said his instinct, because I think he's a little more old school and he's used to, point guards like Jason Kidd and whatnot, is to slow down the offense late in games and try and run controlled plays and sets. And that's not what this team's strength is. This team works better in a flow offense, and when you turn them loose a little bit and let them push the tempo, that's where they're strongest. And he commented saying, Dennis Smith has earned that trust. So they're going to, moving forward, open things up. And so the late game dysfunction this team has suffered from for the last year and a half, maybe it's turning a corner. Maybe Rick finally has seen enough to put some trust in Dennis Smith Jr., and you're going to see Dallas execute better in late game scenarios, which would be great because we've seen way too many frustrating losses at the end there. Appreciate you, G. Garcia. What other platform you stream on? Ask not. We are on YouTube, Twitch, Periscope, which is Twitter, and Facebook. I think that's all of them. Yeah, those are all the platforms. And the podcast as well. If you guys ever miss an episode and you want to hear this on the go, I have some people who tell me they love listening to the stream, but sometimes don't catch us when we are live. You always have the option as well. Our podcast is available. The audio from these is grabbed and posted. You can get that on the iTunes podcast or the Google Play Store. Either of those, just search The Dallas Prospect. You'll find us immediately, and you'll get all of our Cowboys and Mavericks shows on there as well. So that's another option for you as well. We have one guy that listens to us. Man, I want to say it was Sean, but he's basically a truck driver, and so he can't always watch the show, but he always downloads our podcasts, our being Dallas Prospect or Law Nation. Like, he loves he's subscribed to both channels and will support us that way, which is incredible. Definitely something. Look up the podcast, subscribe, follow the podcast, whatever. Everything helps, guys. We're trying to grow this. This is the Dallas Prospect. We have contributors, any in particular. We have any, and we work with a bunch of other content creators. Max does some scouting profile stuff for us. This is a ground-up one-man build at its foundation with regard to the business side, with regard to creative direction and everything. So it's a real effort trying to build this up, but I feel like we're making good headway. We are right on the cusp of 1,400 subscribers, reached 1,000 likes on Facebook recently. So any support you guys can offer, whether it's just liking the content, sharing the videos, subscribing, ringing the bell, or if you want to, become my favorite person and make some kind of donation or become a patron, you absolutely make my day if you do that. And if you become a patron, there are discounts on merch and access as well to exclusive content, sneak preview content, behind the scenes stuff, and also get your name listed in the credits for any produced videos, such as the Retrospective series that I am going to be doing with Dallas Sports Fanatic. So the one thing I'm excited about with that is it gets to kind of remain my creative vision. I still am the creative force kind of driving it. We can have discussions and things like that, but this is my vision, and they understood how important it was to me to really largely remain with that thinking. Let's see here. Hit up just the last couple questions and comments I see on screen, and then I got to wrap this up. When is Dirk going to play? Dirk he said, I believe today, that he's hoping to be back in 3 weeks, which is slightly earlier than what we heard a couple days ago when they said another month. So I don't have an exact date for you, but 3 more weeks is what he's hoping for. Get on the stream after a game, says Isaiah. If I can, I will. I will try, but sometimes things get hectic here, and I'm not able to, but I will do my best. Any scenario, Carlisle gets fired. Great coach, but stubborn to develop young talent, unleashing them. A scenario in which Carlisle could get fired would be if this team unintentionally tanks effectively. If they're trying to win games and he is not getting anything out of Luka or Dennis, and they have like a 23-win season or something like that. Not quite bad enough to keep their top 5 pick, but you see concerns around Luka and Dennis. I think Carlisle has so much built-up equity here, it's going to be really hard for him to be let go yet. I almost think you're going to have to see what Carlisle is in year 2 or even 3 with Luka and Dennis before Rick starts to say, okay, now it's just about getting over that hump, and maybe Carlisle's not the guy for that. That's just the reality, but we'll see. Anything can happen. Mid-season trade. Do you see them trading DeAndre? No, I don't see that happening. Could it happen? Absolutely, but I don't foresee that happening. I think they're going to hang on to DeAndre through the year. I think their intention is to give him a new deal after this season ends, worth probably a 3-year deal with, he got like $22 million this year. I imagine it'll step back gradually where it's like 19, 17, 13 over the next couple years as well. Adam Proctor, I'll be sending a pic soon of the shirt. Awesome. Okay, I'm skimming here, so let me just go through the ones that have, hey there, people sending my regards from Luka's home country. That's what's up, Dolenst. I think I got that. Dolan CD. If we keep getting this version of Wes Matthews, we'll see a lot of beautiful things. Absolutely. Exactly. Besides, I bet you anything he's not letting Luka ever leave the building, kind of like he did Dirk. Yeah, possibly. Coach finally got his rotation correct. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Earl Fortune Clement. What's up? Luka should be put on the point guard position. He can run the point forward, absolutely. I'd like to see more of that, honestly. That'll be something maybe they try and ease him into, but I think they also want to let Dennis Smith continue to develop and bring it along because, yes, you can get more out of Luka at the point right now than maybe Dennis Smith, but you still got to work to develop both stars together, both young stars together. So I imagine Luka's going to continue to play with the ball in his hands a lot, but more in a point forward, not necessarily point guard. Definitely need more Ryan Brokoff. Give loads of props to Deshaun Stevenson for the 2011 retrospective. Guy in bronze grill played amazing. Absolutely, absolutely. Deshaun Stevenson will get plenty of love whenever I do the 2011 retrospective. I feel like no one talks about him anymore. No, they don't. It's a shame. Let's see here. So, it's not with the coach, it's with the players' teamwork. Yeah, it's just learning how to play together in a groove, and they're starting to gel. We're seeing good signs of it now. See if they can keep building on it. But that's going to wrap up my time for this episode, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in and for all the support. Like the video, share, subscribe, ring the notification bell. All of it helps, and we'll continue to grow this thing, and we'll see what we can do. Hey, fun fact, if you search Luka Doncic on YouTube, the Dallas prospect comes up like 4 times on the first page. I don't know how that happened, but I'm not complaining. We've had a nice little surge in subscribers in the last week, like 40-something subscribers have added just in the last like 3 days, which is crazy. So if you're a new subscriber, welcome. Thank you. We have cookies. I mean, I don't know how I'm going to get you guys cookies, but we have them. You just might not literally get a cookie. All right, that's going to wrap up the show. Thank you guys for watching. I will be back. If I can, Isaiah, I will be back later post-game. If not, I got a Cowboy show tomorrow night. I will find time to do more Mavs work. So until next time, tongue-tied. Until next time, guys, remember, every legend was once a prospect. Salute.